Hi, good morning. This is Scott. Welcome to the meditation live stream, and welcome to Monday. Hope you're doing well. Here on my channel, we're working with the four dimensions of our being: our body, our emotion, our mind, our relationships. And what we do is practice. So the practice is kind of like a resistance training, similar to the gym. And in this case, we practice a kind of resistance training or building of awareness. And you'll hear throughout the spiritual community one of the messaging that is often used is that, oh, that is just your resistance, or drop the story, or what you resist persists, that kind of a thing. But here, the kind of training that I'm talking about is resistance training, but from a different view. What you are doing is learning to stay, which is a kind of persistence training, a kind of persistence training in presence, learning to remain. And what's interesting about that is that what you learn is that which remains about us is really connected to the divine, something greater than ourselves, something greater than our leaders, greater than the concept of what is written, something larger than something that's describable by words, or you could call it the divine or spirit or God. And that's what the training that we're doing is there's a kind of learning to stay with what is, learning to be with what is. And another way to think about it is in terms of how we recognize things. So we have, before we name an object, the awareness of like an infant. And through our schooling, we're taught that this is a ball, this is the color green, this is a cat. And we take what we see and experience through the whole dimensions of our being and collapse it into a concept, into mind, into the mental dimension only. And this is useful for creating civilization because you have people disconnected from how things are. But I think humanity is a lot bigger than just our civilization. I think there's something really, truly special about being a person. The ability to become aware of things is a unique human trait in such a way that we have this conception point, this moment where we take what is and collapse it, sort of like this quantum wave collapsed into a particle. And where we collapse things matters conceptually. And I don't know if you know this, but maybe you've experienced this when you're with someone who doesn't listen very well. What they're doing is really not experiencing you. They're experiencing their own collapsed mind into all the things that they know, rather than the connection that they may have with you or themselves. And so in that way, I think adulthood should have a new definition where you're able to do what I'm talking about, which is beginning to have the capacity to learn to stay, learning to stay with what is, learning to understand that moment prior, or the conception moment, the moment of where you recognize something before it becomes a thing. So that very still point. So, that being said, now we'll start with practice. Beginning with your feet crossed at the ankles, bringing your hands up into your chest. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. This is a Dana Eden technique to cleanse the energy body. energy building up in your hands. Very good. We'll do 3 more. Great. And then coming out of that and flicking away from your body, feeling the energy, sort of the static feeling, discharge from your hands, releasing. Right. And then bringing your hands into prayer position. If you like, you can repeat after me, either out loud or silently to yourself. I release all energies, thoughts, emotions, intentions, and sensations that are not mine back to Source. I release all impacts on my environment, those around me, and my personal effects that are no longer for my highest good. Any energies, thoughts, emotions, intentions, and frequencies that are not mine, back to Source. Very good. And then from here we can begin meditation practice with your eyes closed, gently placing your attention on your physical body and your body sensations. You can become aware of your body's subtle movement, temperature, tingling and pulsing, sense of aliveness and presence. You can feel your body's contact with the earth underneath you, your connection with the planet. We can begin the practice of feeling and softening. On the in-breath, feeling your body. Then on the out-breath, softening and melting down through your body and into the earth. And the softening and the melting is like this light or this healing honey that as it travels down through your body, it collects all the impurities, cleansing, healing, purifying, and making whole as it travels down through your body and into the earth, where the earth receives that energy, transforms and recycles it. each cycle of breath, you get a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter, and you melt just a little bit deeper into the earth. Very good. Now bringing your attention up now into your heart, feeling your heart space, the center of your chest. You can imagine as though you're breathing directly in and out of your heart. On the in-breath, feeling into your heart. Then on the out-breath, softening and expanding your heart. And coming in contact with your emotions, you can notice what's present emotionally right now without trying to hold on to your emotions or get rid of them or change them. Just allowing yourself to feel a little bit in the shared space. You could be feeling any of the 5 main cardinal emotions like anger, sadness, fear, joy, or shame, like points on a compass, giving your life direction. You could also be feeling numb, which is another valid emotional experience. Great. And bringing your attention up now into your head, feeling your head on the in-breath. Then on the out-breath, softening in and around your skull. You can, if you like, breathe into your third eye space between your eyebrows or your crown, the very top of your head, whichever feels correct for you. And just feeling and softening in and around your head. And coming in contact with your thoughts, you can notice how busy or active your mind is, and just allowing your thoughts to come and go. Practice remaining uninvolved with thinking. And if you do notice that you're actively thinking, you can always practice returning back to your body, feeling your spine, and your body's contact with the earth underneath you for grounding and anchoring. Very good. And then from here, we can gently open our eyes. Opening your eyes and keeping your eyes soft. We'll take a moment together to appreciate the practice we did with our eyes closed. Practice now in the relational space, the space of outside and inside. Every relationship, every relation has these two sides, at least these two sides, an outside and an inside. And you can practice feeling and sensing into these different areas. So on the in-breath, practicing feeling around you, the space outside you. And then on the out-breath, feeling inside you. And then just noticing the distinction, feeling outside on the in-breath and then back inside on the out-breath. Very good. And then from here, if you like, you can add in qualities to your practice. Qualities of love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness. These are excellent qualities. You could call them feeling states. So it's a practice of feeling the state. And so you practice sending and receiving the qualities. So on the in-breath, practice sending love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness around you. And then on the out-breath, receiving love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness. And practice offering and receiving the qualities along with the breath. Very good. And from here, we can set our prayers and our intentions for the day. I'll be quiet, and you can do your prayers, your intentions first. May this work that we do transform our life, offering up healing and blessings, and ripple out into the community, transforming our culture and our systems. Amen. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.